Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Glasgow, welcome to Tollcross, and welcome to the British Para-Swimming International Meet 2016. We've got one question for you this morning. Are you ready for some fast swimming? Oh, excellent news. You're all in fine fettle. That is what we like to hear. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a beautiful day outside, but it's all about what is going to be going on in this pool today. And I have a man right next to me who's going to tell us all about it. It gives me great pleasure. And could you please give a huge welcome to five-time Paralympian, Mr. Paul Noble. Paul, Ooh. That is a lovely welcome.
It is. I'm not used to that. That's, well, a good crowd in today. Very good.
I'm sure you are used to that, particularly in this city. We have got 5 days of really exciting racing coming up, but let's talk about this session. The warm-up was great, the excitement's building. I think it's going to be a special morning.
It is going to be very, very good. Of course, the main aim for a number of these swimmers is to try and make those qualification standards for Rio. The Rio Paralympic Games seems hard to believe. It's almost 4 years since London 2012. Rio is almost upon us, and we're looking to try and get people to get those qualifying times today. Great Britain swimmers are going to be up for this, and they've got some internationals as well to push them on to these good times. Really good targets to aim for. Great Britain swimmers looking good though, and I'm looking forward to some excellent swims this morning.
Of course, you mentioned there, we do welcome athletes from all around the world. The standard is going to be fantastic. We kick things off with the women's MC 100 meter freestyle. For people joining us and watching para swimming for the first time, what should they be looking out for in these heats?
Well, it's going to be a mixture of classifications. We have multi-classifications, that's the name of the event. So in terms of disability swimming, it's 1 to 10 physical disabilities, 11 to 13 those with a visual impairment, it's 14 those with a learning disability. All mixed in, they'll be swimming in terms of their entry times, and they will be looking to try and get as close to the world record for their classification as they can. And you'll see on the scoreboard as we go through an official results that points will go in there, and 1,000 points, roughly equivalent to a world record swim. The higher the number of points, the better the swim.
Thank you very much, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, at the moment the conversation was just between Paul and I, but we'd like you to join the conversation too. Use the hashtag on Twitter, BPSIM16. Now it is time to introduce our deck host. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alicia Drunicki.
Thanks so much, Dave and Paul. Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Drunicki and I'll be your deck host today. Well, welcome to the British Para-Swimming International Meet 2016. Who's excited? Who's ready for it? Let's have a big cheer from everyone. So this is big. We're going to be having 5 heats this morning. Qualifiers. These athletes could be on the team for Rio. How exciting is that? We've got to get the energy up, we've got to support these athletes, and we've also got international visitors from around the world who are going to be competing. So what I want everyone to show the athletes a lot of support, and I want people to tune in online, on our YouTube channel, on the website, and also use the hashtag BPSIM16. We want to know who you're here to support. We want your support for the athletes. Let's get them geared up. Let's get them excited, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's 5 of the best days of these para swimmers' lives. So let's show them some support, everyone. Now, thank you so much. I'll be coming back with interviews, competitions. So let's get involved and let's get that energy up. Thanks so much. Back to you, Dave and Paul.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our officials. The referees for this session, Tony Ward and Christine Golightly. And the starters, Martin Noble and Kevin Patterson. Officials, you may now be seated. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is nearly time. Are we ready to see some athletes? That is what I like to hear, but it needs to be a lot louder than that when we welcome them onto the pool deck. We are just moments away from the women's 100-meter freestyle. They are there on the big screen right now, ready to be welcomed out. And I want you to raise the toll cross roof when they come through that door. Let's try it again then. Are we ready for some athletes? Ladies and gentlemen, the first event is the women's 100-meter freestyle. Please welcome the athletes. So we are underway, the British Para Swimming International Meet 2016, heat number 1 of the women's MC 100-meter freestyle. In lane 1, representing Team Ipswich, Susan Warren. Lane 2 from Harrogate, Charlotte McGuinness. Lane 3, Bracknell, Katie Moss. In lane 4, representing Littlehampton, Georgia Howell. In lane 5, from Maidstone, Genevieve Hunter. In lane 6, from Gloucester, Holly Brogden. And in lane 7, from South Ayrshire, Kaylee Hago. Paul Noble, swimmers in the pool, the waiting is over, the action started, and the excitement now really begins.
Yeah, they're underway. Swimmers been looking forward to this one for a number of months. And first of the turn there is Georgia Hull, 2 lengths of the pool. Again, mixture of classifications. Georgia Hull, an S6 swimmer in the centre lane. As I said before, S1 to 10, those with physical disabilities. So S6 kind of in the middle range. And you experience people like Ellie Simmons, for example, swims in the S6 classification. Good contest here at the start, though, between lanes 4 and 5. Georgia Hull in 4, Genevieve Hunter in 5. Also going well is Katie Moss in lane number 3 as they come into the last 10 metres. A good contest here, real head-to-head as they come into the final stages here. And it could be Genevieve Hunter maybe with the momentum here. Oh, it's very close. Oh, 5/100ths of a second, Dave, separating those top 2. Georgia Hull there, but let's just keep an eye on lane number 1, Suzanne Warren. And she's chasing a very long-standing British record, which stands at 2:15.24. So let's give her a hand here. Suzanne Warren coming into the closing stages here. 2:15.24 is the target for her. And she touches now in 2:15.48.2 of a second outside that British record. I thought we were going to start with the British record in the very first heat.
Well, that would have been a fantastic start. We did ask the audience if they were ready for some fast swimming. We've already had some personal bests there. We are ready to go with Heat 2. Heat number 2 in the pool of the women's MC 100-meter freestyle. In lane 0, Madeline Harris from Elmbridge. In lane 1 from Broxburn, Laura Pilkington. Hadwick's Holly Pinder is in lane 2. And in lane 3 is Catriona Chung. Lane 4, Samantha Lewis from Satellite. And in lane 5 is Sarah Pashkow. Lane 6, Anna Binns. Lane 7, Seren LeConte. Lane 8, Charlotte Hyde. And lane 9, as the first swimmers are approaching the turn, Megan Short.
Again, arranged classes in this one. Who is going to be first to the turn? Seren LeConte from Caerphilly in lane number 7. Again, these early heats, all about looking for best times. A number of these swimmers looking to make an improvement. We saw some good swims in that first heat. The two swimmers certainly at the front of the field, stroke for stroke as they went into the final stages there, both pulling themselves through to good times, and almost a British record too. But Seren LeConte from Caerphilly doesn't look like she's given this one up. And lane number 7 looks like she's going to do this one. Seren LeConte there, born in 2004, Dave. That's scary, isn't it?
Certainly is, but this is a great time from her as well. 1:26.37. Her personal best before that, 1:40.08. So a great swim from her.
Seren LeConte is first in there, and she is followed home by, well, it looks like Samantha Lewis in second position to the wall. In fact, it wasn't, it was Holly Pinder there. We see from the scoreboard here in total cross that the highest points total does go to Seren LeConte, 354 points, just 1 point ahead of Broxburn's Laura Pilkington, almost a local Laura Pilkington.
So you say points total there. Points are something that are really going to come into play throughout these championships. For those in the crowd joining us for the first time, talk to me about points and why they're important in power swimming.
Well, each swimmer has a classification. You see on the board there, Seren LeConte, an S9 classified swimmer. And she is basing her performance against the S9 world record, which stands at 1,000 points or thereabouts. So 354 points is how she fares against a 1,000 point world record.
Heat 3. So heat 3 underway then in this 100 meters freestyle. In lane 0, we welcome Judith Marichal from Spain. In lane 1, Isabel Dean from Leicester Penguins. Lane 2, Tammy Barrett-Haynes from Gravesend. And in lane 3, Elise Martin Della Torre from Team Ipswich. Lane 4, Rebecca Franks of Gainsborough. Lane 5 from Tenby, it's Lily Rice. Lane 6, Gloucester's Olivia Pickering. And in lane 7, Megan Russ from Orion. Lane 8, Warrington Warriors Adele Maguire. And in lane 9, making up this third heat, is Gloucester's Sally Phillips.
Spanish swimmer there, first to the wall, the outside lane. With Rollo Martial. And lane number 0 is heading them through there. Good contest in the center of the pool there. They're all chasing the Spanish swimmer though. It looks like it is maybe lane 4, 5, 6 and 7 there. So it's Rebecca Franks, Lily Rice, Olivia Pickering and Megan Ross all battling for this one, but it is going to go to Judith Rollo Marchal from Spain in 123.97. Another big improvement there and a very good contest there. It is Lily Rice, the S10 swimmer from Tenby, who takes that one in 127.16. And the highest points total of all the swimmers is the Spanish swimmer. 532 points for Marichal from Spain. All home in terms of points by Elise Martin Della Torre from Team Ipswich. And we do have one of the times there on the board has gone blank. It's never good news. We do have a disqualification, and that is Lily Rice. We had a great swim there, but unfortunately, disqualification for the Tenby swimmer.
So 532 points there from the Spanish swimmer Marichal. That's the highest total we've had so far. Remember, everything ranked against 1,000, which is the world record time. Heat 4. Heat number 4 in lane 0 from Northampton, Bethany Taylor. In lane 1 from Bletchley, Catherine Healy. In lane 2 from Harrogate, Charlie Vines. Lane 3 from Shrewsbury, Portia Jones. From Neath in lane 4, Keris Jones. And from Plymouth in lane 5, Annalise Burgess. Maisie Summers-Newton is in lane 6 from Northampton. In lane 7, Levanna Hansen from Gloucester. And in lane 8, Ella Cooper-Holmes. And making up heat number 4 in lane 9 from Mid-Sussex, Fabian Andre.
Charlie Vines there from Harrogate into the lead there. She is being chased though by Kerris Jones from Neath. The two S14 swimmers there going out in front of the field here. It is going to be a good swim again. We've seen some massive improvements here in the early stages here. It looks like Charlie Vines is going to take this one. Let's have a look at the time. Our entry time was 1:24. It's now improved to 1:17.17. That is a massive improvement there. Kerris Jones in second, 1:20.03. And Maisie Summers-Newton with a good swim there, 1:23.15. And the highest points total, Dave, is Maisie Summers-Newton, 655 points there.
Excellent time and a personal best for her as well. 1:23.15. Her previous personal best going into this was 1:24.78. So these swimmers really putting it in on this first morning of the British Para Swimming International Meet.
Looks like we have disqualifications to report. We've not got a final result yet. Just waiting for confirmation of that, but a couple of good swims. All about improving your times there for these young swimmers. We've seen a couple of them there with birth dates of 2004, my goodness. I'd retired by then. See, as we move on, looks like the result is confirmed. Maisie Summers-Newton, the highest points total, 655 points. Move on to the next heat, which is heat number 5.
Heat number 5 in the water then, and in lane 0 from Wickham District is Katie Crowhurst. In lane number 1, Olivia May Cameron from Mount Kelly. In lane number 2, we welcome the swimmer from Germany, Neil Labuda. And in lane 3, Mayo Briscoe from Staines. Lane 4 from Neath, Molly Hopkins. And in lane 5 from Northampton, Eleanor Robinson. In lane 6, Bridgend City's Jordan Marguerite. Lane 7, Rebecca Lewis from the RCT squad. Lane 8, Copeland's Drew Stables. And in lane 9, Alicia Rodway from Swansea.
All the times getting that little bit faster, Dave, and just wonder if we can see anyone get close to any of these qualification standards. We're coming into the final few heats now, and the Great Britain swimmers trying to get back for this qualification standard. You can achieve a standard in the heats this morning, so we'll keep an eye on the likes of Eleanor Robinson there in the centre lane in lane number 5. She's been headed by Molly Hopkins, but Eleanor Robinson very close behind there. Hopkins comes in 1:15.01, and Labuda from Germany in second, and Eleanor Robinson 1:17.25 in third position. That's just a second or so outside the qualification standard. Of course, Eleanor Robinson has got big events to come as we go through this event in the next 5 days, but that's a good start from the youngster from Northampton, and she has the highest points total of 817 points ahead of Jordan Marjorie and Molly Hopkins, but 1:17.25. We're in the 800 point range now, Dave. We're certainly ramping up these performances.
Well, you've said ramping up. That's exactly what I was thinking. 817 points there. And with 5 heats in now, we can maybe start to speculate about some of these swimmers who are going to be making their way into the final later on today. Remember, though, as Paul just said, these swimmers can qualify with the times that they're putting in this morning. So every swim counts here at Toll Cross. Heat number 6. Heat number 6 in the pool, and in lane 0, we welcome another swimmer from Germany. It's Henrietta Scheutner. In lane 1, Bethan Eckley from Cardiff. In lane 2, Coral Farrell from Warrington. And in lane 3, Richmond Dale's Lily McLeod. Alice Ty from Bournemouth College is in lane 4. No swimmer in lane 5. In lane 6, from Skipton, it's Abby Hampshire. And in lane 7, from BEST, Beth Johnson. Lane 8, Hope Gordon from Stirling Swimming. And on the outside, in lane 9, from Marple, it's Rachel Tweedy.
Well, again, we're moving into the seeded heats there. We'll have some of the fastest swimmers we'll see in this 100 freestyle. Alice Ty, watch out for her in lane number 4, being pressed at the moment by Lily McLeod in lane number 3, and also going well, Abby Hampshire. But Alice Ty, British record holder in the S10 classification at 103.85, and Alice Ty in at 105.87. And Lily McLeod just following her home, 106.00. And again, you see some swimmers in the 700 points range. Alice Ty, 725 points. Lily McLeod, 704 points. As you said, Dave, the highest points totals will progress to those finals this evening. 3 finals, so we have 30 swimmers to progress there. So 700 points may well be enough to do that. But again, 2 more heats to go, 20 swimmers still to come.
Heat number 7. Heat 7 of 8 in this women's 100-meter freestyle then. In lane 0, representing Boldmere, Eleanor Simmons. In lane 1, we welcome the Austrian swimmer Janina Falk. In lane 2, from Orion, Megan Richter. In lane 3, from County Oxford, Rosie Bancroft. Lane 4, Chloe Davis of Swansea. In lane 5, Stephanie Millward of Corsham. Lane 6, Abby Kane of North Ayrshire. In lane 7, from Shrewsbury, it's Fionn Butler. In lane 8, representing Clevedon, Harriet Dickinson. And in lane 9, from Hoddesdon, Grace Harvey.
Well, some big names here in the centre of the pool. Chloe Davis, the youngest swimmer in the GB Paralympic team in London. It's not a Paralympic event for her or for her classification in Rio, but she looks like she's going very well. We'll watch out for Stephanie Millward, and of course we can't forget about Ellie Simmons. We'll come back to her in a second. 102.49 for Chloe Davis, followed on by Stephanie Millward. Now Ellie Simmons, the British record holder, looking for a time of 1:15.43. Ellie Simmons in lane 0. Oh, 1:16.05 for Ellie Simmons. It just slips by for the British record holder.
With some high scores sneaking in there. Ellie Simmons with 856, Stephanie Millward 809. Remember, the top 30 scores will go into the 3 finals later on.
It was Ellie Simmons at the top of the tree there, 856 points. Stephanie Millward in 2nd position, and Chloe Davis in 3rd position. So Ellie Simmons looks like she is going to be in the final this evening. 856 points, just half a second short of her qualification standard. She has got other events to come. She'll have another chance, I'm sure, to look for that 100 freestyle standard later on in the final. 1 more heat to come. 1 more heat of big names to look forward to. This is the final heat. It is heat number 8.
Final heat of the women's 100 meters in the water then. In lane 0 from Glossop, Eleanor Bamber. Lane 1 from Beckenham, it's Susanna Rogers. Lane 2, Kira Shepherd from Nova Centurion. Lane 3, Zara Maluli from Woking. In lane 4, again from Woking, Hannah Russell. Lane 5 from Romford Town, it's Amy Marin. Rebecca Redfern is in lane 6 from Worcester. Emma Cattle from Team Luton in lane 7. In lane 8 from Motherwell, it's Amy McFarlane. And in lane 9, Cara Smith of the Incas.
Well, Hannah Russell has been absolutely on fire the last couple of years. She won the world title here in the 50 freestyle, right here at the World Championships in Tollcross last summer. Hannah Russell swims in the S12 class. She doesn't have an event. She's looking for the S13 standard, which is 59.74. And Hannah Russell is inside that standard, 59.62. For Hannah Russell, the first of the GB swimmers to gain that qualification standard. So well done, Hannah Russell. An excellent swim there, just 0.3 outside her own British record. But Hannah Russell,
So 940 points, and the first, as you said, Paul, to reach that qualification standard. Huge achievement so early on, and just to show exactly what we said earlier, every swim counts. Every time these swimmers enter the water, they're looking to achieve something special.
absolutely there. Hannah Russell really on fire there. That has set the standard. She loves this pool. She's swum here many times before. As I said, became world champion last year right here in the 50 meters freestyle. That is an excellent swim by Hannah Russell. Just looking at the results of that last heat there, second position in terms of points was Susie Rogers, and that time of 1:13.42. 8 100s outside the qualification standard. So it's fine margins, but two swimmers on excellent form. The summary there, just scrolling through here in Tollcross. We saw the top 10, we got 20 to 29 there, and we will confirm the finalists when we have them, but the top 30 swimmers in terms of points should progress to the final, but only if their event is a Paralympic event, so no S14 swimmers in the final. So check the final list around about the venue and make sure you're in that top 30. So a nice start, Dave. Should be good to look forward to. Set the standard there. Hannah Russell, absolutely superb. Hannah, as always, swimmer in great form. Let's hope we'll get more GB swimmers making the qualification standard. As the swimmers ready to go out for the next event, which is the men's 100 freestyle multi-classification. Can we get more swimmers under that qualification standard? I think we can.
Men's 100-meter freestyle, heat 1. So the second event of this British Paraswimming International Meet, the men's 100-meter freestyle, is underway. Heat 1 in the pool. In lane 2, from Nova Centurion, Benjamin Rees. Benjamin Rutherford is in lane 3, representing Durham City. In lane 4, William Perry from Stowe School. In lane 5, we welcome the athlete from Germany, Fabian Brun. In lane 6, Leo McCrea from Bournemouth College. And in lane 7, Andrea Castagneto from Italy.
We're going into the turn now, and it looks like Fabian Brunner from Germany, the S7 classification. Again, 2 lengths of the pool here for these guys. We have 9 heats of this one to look forward to. And again, like the women's heats, the first 6 heats are seeded in terms of time. So these early heats will see some of the youngsters, some of the swimmers in the lower numerical classifications, and getting on to the faster swimmers as we progress through the heats. But don't discount some of the swimmers qualifying from these early heats, especially those in the lower classes. Coming into the last 5 though, and it does look like Fabian Brunner is going to hold this one. The German swimmer in there, 125.10, 5-second improvement for the man from Germany. Seeing some big chunks here in the early heats. And it does look like in second position was William Perry, 126.92. It was close in terms of points as well. And still one swimmer to finish, Benjamin Rees from Nova Centurion. He's a Nottingham man, Dave.
Not too far from where I'm from, just down the road in Loughborough. So we had a long drive up yesterday, I'll tell you that. But 411 points there for William Perry. Not a bad benchmark, to be honest. We saw scores around there, maybe with a chance of sneaking into that top 30 and a place in the final in the women's competition just before. So William Perry there, 126.92 from Stowe School, with the highest score in heat number 1. But now it's time for heat 2. Swimming in heat 2 of the men's MC 100-meter freestyle. In lane 0, from Pioneer 79, Ethan Naisbitt. Lane 1, Mills Rem. Lane 2, Finley Middleton from Mount Kelly. And in lane 3, from Chelsea and West Kensington, Leo Johnson. Lane 4, Matthew Harding from Wirral Metro. And in lane 5, Owen Say from Bracknell. In lane 6, Bolton Metro's Luke Batty. In lane 7, Leicester Penguins, Connor Freeman. Lane 8, from UEA Norwich, it's Owen Woodrow. And in lane number 9, it's Holland Levens from County Salford.
Yeah, William Holland Levens there, one of the most experienced guys around. He is one of the lower classifications here, one of the 2 S6 swimmers in this one. The other one being Matthew Harding in the centre lane in lane number 4. They're all being headed at the moment though by Connor Freeman. He's had an early lead there, a man from Leicester Penguins. Another famous name in Paralympic swimming, of course, Leicester Penguins. A number of Paralympians they've produced down the years, and they look like they are going to get a win here in this heat. 118.27 for Connor Freeman. And Joe Skiddaber will be pleased with that one, the coach of Leicester Penguin. Leo Johnston in second position, and it looks like it was Matthew Harding the next to the wall. But the points, Dave, that's not how they stand in terms of points. Matthew Harding in the lower classification, top on the points totals, 525 points.
We've had confirmation of a disqualification in lane 8, Owen Woodrow. Some confirmation there then. Matthew Harding, the highest points total, 525. Leo Johnson, 349. Finley Middleton, 320.
525 points. Might have an outside chance there, making the top 30. Remember, as we said, that swimmers with no Paralympic events don't progress to the finals, so no S14 swimmers in the finals. So maybe an outside chance there. So we move on to the next heat, which is heat number 3.
Away we go then, heat number 3 in lane 0, the satellite swimmer Nathaniel Costigan. Lane 1, Cockermouth's Grant Taylor. In lane 2, Joshua Fruin from Portsmouth. And in lane 3, Nate Allen Dover from North East District. Lane 4, Dominic Redpath of Gosport. Lane 5, Orion's Scott Hadley. In lane 6, Adam Donacci from Blantyre. And in lane 7, Orion's James Brown. Lane 8, Simon Prodanovic from Germany, and in lane 9, from Harrogate, Alexander Taylor.
It's Nate Aldover there first to the wall, the S14 swimmer. Again, the S14 swimmer swimming with a learning disability, and he's against all the swimmers with a physical impairment, with the exception of Nathan Costigan. In lane 0, S12 swimmer with partial sight. They're all chasing the man from the northeast, Nate Allen Dover. And what can he do with his entry time? 118.61. He is coming in now. Little bit of a struggle at the end there, but he's got a fantastic time. 113.84 from the man from the northeast. That was an excellent time there. And it could have been a little bit faster if he'd finished better there, but nevertheless, very good swim from Nate Allen Dover. Second position in terms of the touch, Scott Hadley and Grant Taylor in third position, but we're getting up. We've edged into the 600-point range. 614 points there for Grant Taylor from Cockermouth.
Well, those are the confirmed results then. Grant Taylor with 614 points in first. Simon Prodanovic, the German swimmer, with 447 points in second. And Scott Hadley from Orion taking third place with 400 points. Ladies and gentlemen, could we please remind you that there is no flash photography in the venue? Thank you. Heat 4. Well, please welcome the swimmers swimming in 100-meter freestyle, heat 4 in lane 0, Andrew Mullen of Ren 96. In lane 1 from Boston, Connor Boyfield. In lane 2, Lewis Beagrie of Hamilton. Lane 3 from the Isle of Man, Benjamin Granger. And in lane 4 from County Newport, Liam Walsh. Lane 5, Aaron Maddox of Ealing. Lane 6, Caleb Grace of Littlehampton. Lane 7, Riley Shanahan from Shrewsbury. In lane 8, from Garstang, it's David Makin. And in lane 9, from Carradon, Matthew Clowes.
Well, all eyes there will be on the local man. I think he goes in lane number 0, Andrew Mullen from Ren 96, trying to make qualification here for his second Paralympic Games. Now, he is in lane 0 at the moment, heading the field. It looks like it is Caleb Grace. But Andrew Mullen in the S5 classification, he's got a big chance of making this time now. Qualification standard for Andrew, 117.06. Keep an eye on him in lane number 0. He's coming in now, 116.06, and Andrew Mullen is a whole second inside that qualification standard. Another one to add to the list. We had Hannah Russell. We now have Andrew Mullen, 116.06. 1 second inside that qualification time. Andrew Mullen, the local man from the west of Scotland, he becomes the second person to achieve that qualification standard. Well done, Andrew Mullen. Well, a big kind of deep breath there from Andrew Mullen. He left his qualification for London until the very last minute. He's done it at the first opportunity now, of course. Not confirmed, of course, in the team, just the qualification standard achieved, but he will be absolutely delighted to do that. Well done, Mr. Mullen.
Heat 5. Swimming in heat number 5, in lane 0, Conor Lockwood of Woking. In lane 1, Isaac Dunning of Inverclyde. In lane 2, from Devonport, Andrew Keeler. In lane 3, Gloucester's Henry Fletcher. And in lane 4, Peter Davis, University of Stirling. Lane 5, from Motherwell, Carl Hughes. Lane 6, from County of Coventry, Joshua Fairchild. Joshua Monaghan Coombs of Saxon Crown. In lane 7, Christian Buchanan, East Lothian, lane 8. And in lane 9, from Newmarket, Peter Winter.
Yeah, these guys already over into their second length here. It's one of the Scots from East Lothian, Christian Buchanan, another S14 swimmer featuring at the front of the field. Second place was Andrew Keeler, but they're all coming back now. In lane number 8, Buchanan just being edged by Joshua Fairchild from the city of Coventry. Looks like the Coventry swimmer will take it in 105.05. Well, the times really taking a big jump there for Joshua Fairchild. That is a massive improvement. 109 was his entry time. He's improved that to 105. It's a big improvement. 4 seconds. That's at the sharp end as well.
Absolutely, lots of personal bests being swum this morning. Still 727 points is the lead score that we had from Andrew Mullen in the previous heat. Put some scores up towards 600 there. Peter Davis, 591. Josh Fairchild, 556. The results are confirmed up on the big screen now, ladies and gentlemen. And completing that top 3 from East Lothian, Christian Buchanan with 532 points.
Well, University of Stirling had a very successful Olympic trials a couple of weeks ago. Looks like they're continuing that run with Peter Davis in that previous heat. Good performance by Davis. Ready to go on to the next heat, which is heat number 6.
Please welcome the swimmers for heat number 6 then, ladies and gentlemen. In lane 0, Jack Sheffield from Salford. Lane 1, Jacob Leach from Cockermouth. In lane 2, it's Oladesi Adefisan from Croydon. And in lane 3, Newport's Ellis Underwood. There's no swimmer in lane 4, so in lane 5, it's Jack Baker of Taunton. And in lane 6, Gareth Orr from Sunderland. Lane 7, Winchester's Arthur Morley. And in lane 8, we welcome the Spanish swimmer Jose Alfonso Dominguez. And Cameron Verncamp from Caradon makes up the heat in lane 9.
Ellis Underwood, swimmer based in Wales, is just about edging this one. And he looks like he's stretching away in the closing stages there. Ellis Underwood, Deferson maybe in second position. Jacob Leach going well, but a good swim there from Ellis Underwood. 103.87 for the man from Newport. And another big improvement there. 106 was his entry time. And that is improved to 103.87 for Ellis Underwood. The S13 class swimmer with visual impairment. He'll have partial sight, and he takes the touch in that one, but not in terms of points, because the points total, as you can see on your scoreboard here in Tollcross, 656 points. Jose Alfonso Dominguez from Spain. Top points earner Jacob Leach from Cockermouth in second position, and Oladaisi Adefisan from Croydon in third place. 656 points. Nice points total there, may well progress him to the top 30. Swimmers are out of the water. We're ready to move on to heat number 7.
Heat 7 of 9 in the men's 100 meters. In lane 0, Germany's Adam Karas from Carnegie. In lane number 1, Oliver Carter. Nova Centurions Benjamin Fulson in lane number 2. In lane 3, Jonathan Eek from County Newport. In lane 4, Kahoru Harazawa from Beckenham. In lane 5, Matthew Wiley from Sunderland. Lane 6, Derby's Lewis White. And in lane 7, Luke Reason from Cockermouth. In lane 8, Swim Trafford's Craig McNeil. And finally, in lane number 9, Burnley's Thomas Brown.
Well, lots to look forward to here in this one, Dave. Matt Wiley is the British record holder in the S9 class in lane number 5. Kahoru Harazawa going very, very well. The S10 swimmer there. He's going to take this one. Lewis White in lane 6 looking good here. And Jonathan Eek as well. And it does go to Kahoru Harazawa, 56.40. Great swim there. And Lewis White, 58.52 for Lewis White. That is a very good swim there, just half a second outside the British record.
Some big points totals there too. Going into this heat, 7.27 was the highest there. We have a 7.94 from Lewis White, Matthew Wiley 7.72, and Harazawa with 734. The 3 highest points totals we've had so far in this men's 100 meters.
Yeah, Lewis White there, ahead of the British record holder on this occasion. Matt Wiley, the 2 S9 swimmers there, 1 and 2, and they should progress to that top 30. They will renew that rivalry again this evening in the final. Final swimmer is out of the water. We're ready to go on to heat number 8.
The penultimate heat of the men's 100 metres then, ladies and gentlemen. In lane 0, Kingston upon Hull's Liam Spence. In lane 1, Watford SC's Louis Hines. In lane 2, Jonathan Booth from Bow Kirklees. In lane 3, Basildon's Ryan Nichols. Jack Thomas swims in lane 4 from Swansea. And in lane 5, James Hollis from Loughborough University. Ryan Crouch is in lane number 6 from Team Ipswich. There's no swimmer in 7. In lane 8, Kevin Casali from Italy. And in lane number 9 from Shrewsbury, Tom Piggott.
Yeah, good start there from Ryan Crouch. Can he get close to that S9 record held by Matt Wiley? Ryan Crouch from Team Ipswich going well, probably targeting the 50 freestyle here at these trials, but going well in this 100. Just being closed down in the closing stages by Jack Thomas, but Ryan Crouch gets in there in 58.27, and boy, that is edging closer to that British record, just 0.15 outside Wiley's British record there. But a good swim from Ryan Crouch. He held on very well in the closing stages of that 100, as I said, probably better known as a sprinter, 50 freestyle, but he'll take that one, I'm sure. 804 points, qualification standard for that one, 57.44, so a tough ask, but Ryan Crouch showing some good form there this morning. He'll be hoping to go faster this evening. I think that'll continue. He'll continue into the final with that one, 804 points, very good stuff, Dave.
Heat number 9 then is the final heat of the men's 100-metre freestyle, and in lane 0, Peterborough's Jackson Simmons. In lane 1 from Helensburgh, it's John Law. In lane 2 from Sunderland, Joseph Craig, and in lane 3, Carmarthen's Connor Green. In lane 4, representing Manchester Aquatics, it's Thomas Hamer. In lane 5, Stephen Clegg from East Lothian. No swimmer in lane 6, so in lane 7, Matthew Gibson from Derwenside, Jersey's Sol Bressett in lane 8, and finally in lane 9, Matthew Redfern from Worcester.
Oh, Stephen Clegg there with a good battle there, head-to-head battle with Tom Hamer. Tom Hamer, British record holder in the S14 class. Stephen Clegg, the record for this one held by his brother James Clegg, coming in absolutely together there. What a fantastic pair of times there for Stephen Clegg and Thomas Hamer. 54.77 for Stephen Clegg, 54.79 for Thomas Hamer, and I can tell you that two of those times are both under the British record mark. So 2 British records there in one race, Thomas Hamer and Stephen Clegg.
And a huge 931 points there for Thomas Hamer. And that is the end of the qualifiers for the men's and women's 100 metres. Let's have a huge round of applause for all of the athletes we've seen so far. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the results are confirmed out on the big screen there. As we can see, Thomas Hamer, the highest score in the men's qualifiers. As we move on to 11th to 20th, James Hollis there, 639 points, enough to get him in the top 20. And then the top 30 will be coming up shortly. Remember, it is those top 30 that make it through to the final. We'll still wait for official confirmation of that. But Jackson Simmons there. Joshua Fairchild at the moment in 30th place, 556 points. As we continue to make our way down until we get the scores of every athlete in the men's MC 100-metre freestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is the men's 50-metre breaststroke. Men's 50-meter breaststroke then, just the one swimmer. Please welcome in lane 4, it's Lyndon Longhorn from Durham City. And Paul, how difficult is it when you're in the pool on your own to focus, get motivated and swim that time that you need?
It's going to be very difficult. I never like swimming on my own. I never swum at big championships like this. It's all about the crowd now. Just encouraging Lyndon here. Just give him some encouragement to come into a good time here. I tell you, he is the British record holder. Qualification standard maybe a little bit out of his reach, but the British record stands at 1 minute .63, so give him a hand here as he comes into the final stages here. The last 5, let's see if he can dip under that 1 minute mark and try and get a British record. Lyndon Longhorn, Durham City, he is well under the time. What a fantastic swim on his own. Lyndon Longhorn, a new British record for the man from Durham City. And well done, the crowd, for that encouragement. That was fantastic. Fantastic swim also, wasn't it, Dave?
Certainly was. 58.37, a new national record. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Lyndon Longhorn.
Also, 50 breaststroke is an event for the lower classification, lower numerical classification. Those for swimmers with a more severe disability. Lyndon Longhorn, one of the top swimmers in Britain in those lower classifications, and improving his times all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is the women's 100-meter breaststroke. Please welcome the athletes. Well, the action comes thick and fast here at Tollcross, and we move on to the 100-meter breaststroke women's competition, heat number 1. In lane 2, Olivia May Cameron from Mount Kelly. In lane 3, Kaylee Hago from South Ayrshire. In lane 4, Charlotte McGuinness from Harrogate. In lane 5, London District's Leah O'Connell. And in lane 6, from Shrewsbury, it is Fionn Butler. So back into the 100-meter competition, 2 lengths of this 50-meter pool. We have 6 heats in this women's breaststroke qualifier. Again, looking to qualify for the finals in this evening's session. It's a good start from Fionn Butler of Shrewsbury in lane 6.
Yeah, Fionn Butler going well there in the early stages, 49.00. An SB8 swimmer. It's the SB prefix on this. Indicates that it is a breaststroke event. We have SB for breaststroke, SM for medley, and the S prefix is for freestyle, backstroke and butterfly. So this is an SB, and Fionn Butler going really well here in the early stages. Again, one of the swimmers not with an entry time, so we're unsure what her personal best time is, but it certainly looks like she is very good in these First 95 metres certainly. Let's hope she can keep that pace going in for that last 5. Fionn Butler is going to be in here in around about 145.32. She finishes, and that is 393 points. And that's going to be tough to beat, Dave, as these other swimmers complete the distance.
Certainly will, but we have an interesting battle here between Olivia May Cameron in lane 2 and then Leah O'Connell in lane 5. I think this is going to be close as we approach the last 15. So this is for second and third. In fourth at the moment, Charlotte McGuinness. And then Kaylee Hargo in lane number 3. Lane 2 and lane 5 both in the same category, so how this finishes is very important. Last few meters then, Cameron in lane 2, O'Connell in lane 5. Cameron gets the touch first, closely followed by O'Connell. 211 points, 228.80 for Leah O'Connell, 229.53 for Olivia May Cameron, that's 208 points. Charlotte McGuinness then touches in 237.33 for 220 points. And 173 points and a swim of 248.39 for South Ayrshire's Kaylee Hargo.
So that's the first of those 6 heats in the 100 breaststroke. Again, same format as before. We move on in terms of fast times coming in the later heats, but watch out for some of the points totals in these early heats. Fionn Butler, 393 points. Just got the results of the qualifiers there for the multi-class 100 freestyle. 494 points was the last qualifier for the finals this evening, but we're now ready to move on to the next heat of this one, heat number 2.
Heat number 2 then of the women's 100-metre breaststroke. Please welcome the swimmers starting in lane 0 with the satellite swimmer Megan Short. In lane 1 from Gainsborough, Rebecca Franks. Georgia Howell swims in lane 2 for Littlehampton. Molly Hopkins of Neath in lane 3. In lane 4 from Northampton, it's Bethany Taylor. Rachel Tweedy swims in lane 5 from Marple. And from Shrewsbury in lane number 6, it's Portia Jones. Rebecca Lewis swims in lane number 7 from RCT Squad. In lane number 8, Jordan Marjorie from Bridgend City. And in lane number 9, in heat number 2, from Gloucester, Sally Phillips.
Just coming into the turn now, and it is Rachel Tweedy with this one, 54.21. One of the S14 swimmers hitting the front there. Molly Hopkins going well, 55.52 for the Neath swimmers. Big Welsh presence here at these championships, Dave.
It certainly is, and they've swum very, very well this morning too. 393 is the score to beat so far in this breaststroke women's heat. But as you say, there is an international contingent. We've welcomed athletes so far from as far afield as Spain, Germany, Italy, and of course a very, very warm welcome to the Welsh swimmers joining us all the way from east of the English border. But we're approaching the last 15 metres then of heat number 2.
And into the last 5, into the red markers there. It is lane number 5, Rachel Tweedy from Marple. Marple, of course. I saw a tweet from British Paralympian Natalie Massey saying that she was supporting Rachel Tweedy, and she's done a good job, that Marple swimmer. 155.27 for Rachel, so Natalie Massey will be pleased with that one. I think I can hear her. And there is Molly Hopkins in second position. Still waiting for the final swimmer to finish. Let's give a big hand to Sally Phillips now, the SB7 swimmer from Gloucester in the outside lane. And we are looking for confirmation, of course, for that time. No time appearing for lane number 4 at the moment. We'll wait and see if that appears. But good swim at the front of the field there. Molly Hopkins from Neath was headed by Rachel Tweedy all the way there. So good improvements there under the 2-minute mark. So always a good barrier to break.
And 433 points for Georgia Howell as well. An excellent swim from her out of lane 2. That's the highest score we've had in the opening 2 heats. Remember, Fionn Butler of Shrewsbury, 393 points in that opening heat. So some good benchmark scores for the next bunch of swimmers to pit themselves up against, looking to book a place in the finals. There are the results up on the big screen now. Georgia Howell, 433 points. Jordan Marjorie, 326. And Megan Short, 308, make up the top 3. Next up, it's Heat 3. Swimming in Heat 3 of the women's MC 100 metre breaststroke. In lane 0 from Hoddesdon, it's Grace Harvey. In lane 1, Aliyah Bachakoglu from Brighouse. In lane 2, Sarah Pashow from London District. In lane number 3, representing Wickham District, it's Katie Crowhurst. In lane number 4, the Black Lion swimmer, Alison Heisman. In lane 5, from Copeland, Drew Stables. Charlie Vines is in lane 6 from Harrogate. In lane 7, representing Spain, Julia Castelo Farah. In lane 8, from Neath, Keris Jones. And in lane 9, the satellite swimmer, Samantha Lewis.
Well, going into that first turn here, the only turn in fact, Charlie Vines 50.10 and Keris Jones in second. These Welsh swimmers, they're hitting the top spots here at the moment. Keris Jones going well. Alison Heisman's from Black Lion in third position, tying at the moment with Katie Crowhurst. We saw a tweet coming in for Katie earlier, wishing her good luck. But do remember, keep your tweets coming in. We'll try and read some of them out when we have time. It is thick and fast here, but we'll hopefully manage to get time to do something. Hashtag BPSIM 2016. But Charlie Vines, looks like she might have that one. Watch out for Julio Castello-Farri in lane 7. The Spanish swimmer on her way to the European Championships next week in Funchal in Madeira. Watch out for her in terms of points. She is the lowest class swimmer here in terms of numerical class. At the moment, it's Charlie Vine hitting the wall, 147.53. Katie Crowhurst, 149.13 in second. Alicia Bacalogu from Brighouse in third. Let's watch for Julia Castello-Farri, and she does have a high points total, 158.86 for the Spanish swimmer, 492. But she is headed by lane number 0, and that's Grace Harvey from Hoddesdon. 556 points for Grace Harvey. So I mentioned there that Julio Castello-Farri on her way to the European Championships, and that is going to be taking place next week in Madeira. A number of the swimmers competing here at these championships will be on their way there.
And a number of the commentators will be commentating too, isn't that right, Paul?
Well, one or two.
So 556 points then for Grace Harvey, 492 for Julia Castello-Farri. They are the top 2 points totals from the 3 heats we've had so far. Before that it was 433. And we've just had confirmation of a disqualification from lane 1, Aliyah Bakakoglu from Brighouse. In lane 1, that's a confirmed disqualification. Still waiting for the confirmed result then from heat number 3, provisionally. Still Grace Harvey with 556 points, but looking ahead, we still have 3 more heats of this 100-meter breaststroke. And so far, we've had some really good swimming, Paul.
We have indeed some big improvements on their entry times there in those opening heats.
And now we do have the confirmed results. So Grace Harvey, 556 points, Costello Farah, 492, and Crowhurst with 353. But it's time for heat number 4. So 556 points is the score to beat so far. Let's welcome the swimmers for heat number 4 in lane 0. We welcome from France, Tessa Marcos. In lane 1, Maisie Summers-Newton from Northampton. In lane 2, from County Aberdeen, it's Tony Shaw. Regan Doig from Perth City is swimming out of lane number 3. Rebecca Redfern in lane 4 from Worcester. In lane 5, Wyre Forest's Claire Cashmore. Lane 6, Joanna Calado from Manchester Aquatics. Janina Falk in lane 7 from Austria. Ren 96's April McKee swims in lane 8. And in lane number 9, Annalise Burgess from Plymouth.
Well, could we have another couple of qualifiers here? We have in lane number 4, Rebecca Redfern from Worcester, the European record holder. She set that European record in Manchester at the British Championships last December. So can Rebecca Redfern improve on that? Can Claire Cashmore go to another Paralympic Games? She has already 3 Paralympic Games under her belt. She'll be aiming for a 4th. Rebecca Redfern, the European record stands at 118.99. It's outside that, 120.81 for Rebecca Redfern. And Claire Cashmore is in 121.67. That is outside her British record, but it is inside the qualification standard for Claire Cashmore. She is on her way possibly to another Paralympic Games, Claire Cashmore. She has gone over that first hurdle. The qualification standard is achieved. 120.81 from Rebecca Redfern. She will have another second or so to drop in this evening's final. The European record holder just outside her time there, but what a great swim there. And the experienced swimmer, the most experienced swimmer in the GB squad, looks like she may be on her way to another Paralympic Games. What a fantastic swim that was, Dave.
No, it certainly was. Well, just before this heat, we were talking about the quality of the swimming in this 100-meter breaststroke, but what a swim there from Cashmore, and a huge total as well. 869 points, 844 points, 704 points. All of a sudden, these scores getting higher and higher. Qualification for this final getting more and more difficult. But once again, every swim counts. As you've said a number of times this morning, you can qualify with your swim this morning, and we've just seen a brilliant performance there from Cashmore. Here she is out on the board there. Show our appreciation then, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen a fantastic swim in this toll cross pool this morning. And we're still waiting for confirmation of those results, but there are still 2 heats to go here in this women's 100 meters breaststroke. There are the results confirmed then. The top 3, Rebecca Redfern, 869 points, Claire Cashmore, 844, and Regan Doig in 3rd place, 704 points. It is now time for Heat 5. Time for heat number 5 then. We've seen some great swimming. Let's see what these 10 have to offer. In lane 0 from Grantham, it's Hayley Milne. In lane 1 from Woking, Zara Maluli. In lane 2 from Nova Centurion, Charlotte Henshaw. In lane 3, Danielle Hartin from Basildon. Lane 4, Bethany Firth from Newcastle. It's UAA Norwich's Nicole Luff in lane 5, and also from UAA Norwich in lane 6, Katie Nesbitt. Coral Farrell from Warrington in 7. In 8, it's Inca's Cara Smith. And in lane 9, it's Clevedon's Harriet Dickinson.
Well, first of all, it is no surprise that it is the world record holder, Bethany Firth, in the SB14 class, and she is bang on world record pace here, just 4/100 short of the pace when she set that record a year ago here in Glasgow. But watch out for Charlotte Henshaw as well later on in the race. Big support here for the European record holder, Charlotte Henshaw. Nicole Luff also looking for that qualification. That 1:14.40 for Bethany Firth. Is it going to be inside? Not quite. 1:15.08 for Bethany Firth. She is inside the qualification standard. Nicole Luff, 1:20.50. But what about Charlotte Henshaw in lane number 2 now? The European record holder looking for that qualification standard. 1:40.13. She's inside. Charlotte Henshaw. 1:38.84 to the delight of her supporters in the crowd here. Charlotte Henshaw and Bethany Firth both inside the qualification standards. And that was superb. Charlotte Henshaw in the past has, again, as I said for Andrew Mullen, has left qualification to the very last minute, very small margins, but this time there's no doubt about it. Charlotte Henshaw well inside the time, and Bethany Firth looks like she is well inside that time as well, outside her world record time, but well inside the qualification standard. 2 great swims from 2 of GB's top performers.
Certainly were. There's confirmation on the board as well. Bethany Firth, 973 points inside that qualification standard, alongside Charlotte Henshaw, second with 887, and Nicole Luff, 789. It is now time for the final heat of this event, heat number 6. Final heat then in the water. We've had 3 swimmers inside the qualification standard. Claire Cashmore, Charlotte Henshaw and Bethany Firth. Can any of these join them? In lane 0, it's Adele Maguire of Warrington. In lane 1, Ellie Simmons from Boldmere. Lane 2, Neil Labuda of Germany. Hatfield's Louise Fides is in lane 3. Michelle Alonso in lane 4, the Spanish swimmer. Harriet Lee in lane 5. In lane 6, Jessica Jane Applegate of UEA Norwich. No swimmer in lane 7. So in lane 8, it's Amy McFarlane of Motherwell. And finally, in lane number 9 of Cardiff, it's Bethan Eckley.
Good question, Dave. Can anyone step up here to try and get inside that qualification standard? Michelle Alonso Morales, well, she is the Paralympic champion, of course, representing Spain. And she will be looking to put down a marker to Bethany Firth, who may well be one of her great rivals when they come to Rio in a few months' time. Harriet Lee, of course, already a Paralympian from London 2012. Harriet Lee looking for the standard of 1:19.93. Well, Harriet Lee is inside that standard in 1:18.02. And, well, just looking at that time from Michelle Alonso Morales, concentrating on the GB swimmers, but Michelle Alonso Morales, 1:13.86, is inside the world record mark for the Spanish swimmer. Alonso Morales, subject to ratification, could be a world record swim there for the Spanish swimmer. And right next to her was Harriet Lee. Well, I was concentrating on Harriet Lee.
Ladies and gentlemen, then, let's hear it for the new world record in lane 4, Michelle Alonso Morales. Well, summary is on the board. We actually see, because it's a new world record, a score of over 1,000. It's all about qualification standards, Paul, but wowee, world records in this pool. Phenomenal scenes.
Absolutely, I did say there that that could be a great rivalry between Bethany Firth and Michelle Alonso Morales. They are the top 2 qualifiers. The top 30 scrolling through. These will be the qualifiers for the final. We'll have to confirm, of course. Another good swim there from Harriet Lee, a British record for Harriet Lee, and a qualification standard for Harriet as well. So 2 quality swims there for that 100 breaststroke in the final heat there. We do see the results scrolling through your board here in Tollcross. Top 30 swimmers will qualify for the final in terms of points. So fantastic swimming there to finish. Almost too much to cover for us.
The swimmers then on the big screen right now are prepping for the final event of the day, the men's 100-meter breaststroke qualifiers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes. Heat number 1. Some phenomenal swimming then in the women's 100-meter breaststroke qualifiers, but it is now time for the men. This is heat number 1 of the men's 100-meter breaststroke competition, and in lane 1 from Carmarthen, Connor Green. Lane 2 from Middlesbrough, it's James Blott. Fabian Brun in lane 3, the German swimmer, And in lane 4, Adam Donacci from Blantyre. There's no swimmer in lane 5, so in lane 6, Benjamin Rees of Nova Centurion. Also of Nova Centurion in lane 7, it's Oliver Hind. And in lane number 8, from Gates and Wick, it's William Harding.
Now Conor Green. Another one of these Welsh swimmers. What? You brought them with you, Dave?
Borida to all the Welsh swimmers who are joining us and all the Welsh supporters as well. There have been some bendigedig performances so far. It's just something to make you all feel very welcome. Or croeso, as they say in Wales.
And it's St George's Day, of course, so the English shall be looking to make some good performances as well. But at the moment, Conor Green in lane number 1, SB14. He leads them through. And what about the man in lane number 7, Ollie Hind? Don't often see him over the 100 breaststroke distance. Of course, he is all-conquering in the 200 metres individual medley. He's won every major title, European, World, Commonwealth and Paralympic title. He's been unbeaten since London 2012. We'll see how he gets on in this 100 breaststroke. Well, 138.77 for Ollie Hind, 312 points. All good practice for that individual medley, which will be coming up later in the programme for these championships. Remember, we are here for 5 days. This is just day 1, and already we have half a dozen GB swimmers who have made that qualification standard. So the final couple of swimmers to come in now. It's another one of the Nova swimmers, Benjamin Rees in lane number 6. Big Nova contingent there. We saw them leap onto their feet when Charlotte Henshaw saw him earlier. And Benjamin Rees gets in ahead of James Blott in lane number 2.
So Conor Green, the early pace setter then, 123.40 for 511 points. We had a qualifier for the final from the very first heat in the women's 100 metre breaststroke. Let's see if that'll be enough for Conor Green. Confirmation then of the scores from heat number 1 in the men's 100 metre breaststroke. Conor Green, 511 points. William Hardy in second with 368, and Ollie Hind of Nova Centurion in third with 312 points. Away first time then in heat number 2 of the men's 100 metre breaststroke. In lane 0, Scott Hadley of Orion. In lane 1 from Gosport, Dominic Redpath. Owen Say of Bracknell in lane 2. Simon Prodanovic of Germany in lane 3. William Whitehead of Rotherham in lane 4. In lane 5, Isaac Dunning from Inverclyde. James Brown of Orion in lane 6, and another Orion swimmer, Robin Surgener in lane 7. In lane 8, Caledon's Matthew Close, and in lane 9, Leo McCrea of Bournemouth College.
Pretty flat as they go into the turn there. First is William Whitehead, and second Isaac Dunning. Also going well, Robin Surgener there in lane number 7. Well, that's a famous name for those of you that are aware of Paralympic swimming history. Robin Surgener, an old teammate of mine back in the 80s. 9 gold medals in 2 Paralympic Games in 84 and 88, and he held the British record up until about 3 years ago, Robin Surgener, in the SB5 class. So a guy who I'd like to see doing well. The old man there in lane number 7, he won't mind me saying that, but Robin Surgener going very, very well. He's only very slightly older than me, so I can call him the old man because I am the old man of this commentary team. So Dave tells me anyway. But anyway, coming into the final, we'll gloss over that one day. Coming in there, it is the young man, it's William Whitehead. He's going to come in front of the field there. Rotherham Metro, 147.91. Let's see how Surgener can get on here, 153.31. And Robin Surgener, 502 points is the top points earner.
502 points, a great score from Surgener. 511, still the lead score from Connor Green in lane number 1. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep your tweets coming in. Hashtag BPSIM16. We've had them coming in thick and fast. Lots of support, particularly for Charlotte Henshaw. Jude Handley at Jude the Duchess says yes, and it has 6 S's on it, so you know she must mean it. Amazing work at Charlotte Henshaw GB. We've also had lots of people celebrating that fantastic world record that we saw earlier. So keep them coming in. Hashtag BPSIM16. We would love to hear from you. And now it's time for Heat 3. After the results have been confirmed for Heat number 2, which we're still waiting on, but
let's see if Robin Surgener's time there. 502 points is confirmed there. And there he is. He's used to seeing, or he was used to seeing that in the 80s. Robin Surgener at the top of the board. 502 points. He takes it for Orion.
Liam McRae in second with 3.35. Pradanovic 3.32 takes 3rd place. But now it's time for Heat 3. Two swimmers so far then over that 500-point mark in this men's 100-meter breaststroke. So let's welcome the swimmers to Heat number 3 in lane 0 from Leicester Penguins, Connor Freeman. Lane 1 from Woking, Connor Lockwood. In lane 2, Nils Ram from Bristol. And in lane 3 from Motherwell, it's Kyle Hughes. Lane 4, Lewis Beagrie of Hamilton. No swimmer in lane 5. In lane 6, we welcome the Polish swimmer Marcin Potocny. And in lane 7, Littlehampton's Caleb Grace. Lane 8 from Highland, it's Adam Scott. And in lane 9 from Portsmouth, Joshua Fruin.
Let's see if the points totals can challenge that 500 points mark. We've seen in a couple of heats so far. We have a number of heats still to come, of course, and we'll see who's going to make the top 30 positions there as they progress into those 3 finals this evening. 3 finals for each event we have to look forward to. It's a very tight contest here, right across the pool. The lanes 2, 3 and 4 all together. Neil Schramm, Kyle Hughes and Lewis Beagrie look like they may challenge each other as they come into the last 10 metres. Coming into the flags now, it does look like Lewis Beagrie from Hamilton may well take this one. It may well be Niall Schramm from Bristol. It's very close on the finish there, and it's very, very tight indeed. In fact, just 9/100ths of a second separating the top 2. They are equal on points, but Lewis Beagrie just getting in ahead of Neil Schramm there. 139.98, very tight indeed in the finish.
Yeah, more great swimming. The closest race we've had all day, in fact, in Heat 3 of the men's 100-meter breaststroke. 1:39.89 the quickest time, and Nils Ren just behind that, 1:39.98. Results are up on the screen there. So Potoczny, 510 points, 152.77. Adam Scott in second, 366 points. And then third and fourth, both on 263. That's Caleb Grace and Lewis Beagrie. Heat 4. Here we go then, heat 4 of 7. In lane 0, the satellite swimmer Nathaniel Costigan in lane 1. Benjamin Granger from the Isle of Man in lane 3. Jonathan Monaghan-Coombs from Saxon Crown in lane 3. Winchester represented by Arthur Morley in lane 4. The French swimmer Mathis Daniel in lane 5. Salford's Jack Sheffield, and in lane 6 from Garstang, David Mackin. Lane 7, Newmarket's Peter Winter. Lane 8, Andrew Keeler from Devonport. And in lane number 9, Henry Fletcher from Gloucester.
Andrew Keeler is first to that turn there. Joshua Monaghan-Coombs close behind him. Just half a second separating those two. The lowest numerical classification, Joshua Monaghan-Coombs and Arthur Morley side by side in 2 and 3. So we could be looking for them for the highest points totals, but we shall see there. It does look like Monaghan-Coombs going the better of those two. Benjamin Granger, the young man from the Isle of Man, looking like he's having a good finish in lane number 1, the SP9 swimmer. But also still going well is Andrew Keeler from Devonport. Looks like 1 and 8 coming in together here. Almost the whole pool separating them. They look across there, and it is Keeler who takes it by 0.1 a second. In terms of points, he is the higher. 399 points there. So another close contest there. They couldn't see each other that time.
And we've had a confirmed disqualification in lane 9. So we've had lots of scores between the 290 and the 350 mark. It's going to be very, very tight to see who qualifies for this men's 100-meter breaststroke final. The lead score's in the 500s, but it certainly gets bunched up the lower down we get.
Yeah, we saw 3 swimmers there in that previous heat, tie on 263 points. So we may well have a swim-off. I'm not sure if we will have a swim-off at points total, but it's always possible.
So on the board then we have confirmation of that disqualification. And the top 3, Andrew Keeler 399 points, Monaghan-Coombs 352, and third place Granger 351. Heat number 5. No fewer than 5 international swimmers swimming in heat number 5 of the men's 100 meters breaststroke, starting in lane 0 with Australia's Sean Russo. In lane 1, France's Nathan Mallet. Lane 2, Germany's Adam Karas. San Sang Lee in lane 3 from Hong Kong. No one swimming in lane 4, so lane 5, it's Jack Bridge from Sunderland. Lane 6, Luke Reeson from Cockermouth. Lane 7, Liam Spence from Kingston upon Hull. Lane 8, Christian Buchanan from East Lothian. And lane 9, Shrewsbury's Tom Piggott.
Yeah, Jack Bridge, British record holder. Well, trying to get to another Paralympic Games. It's a very, very tough standard for Jack Bridge in the SB9 class, 108.33 is the target for Jack Bridge. British record stands at 109.74. Jack Bridge now coming into the final 5 now, heading Sean Russo. Can Jack Bridge dip under his British record here? Can he dip under the time? 112.72. Well, that's outside the time that he was looking for. And he does get in the wall ahead of Sean Russo from Australia, the Paralympian from Australia, the SB13 swimmer in 114.53. And Jack Bridge is just about top on points total. In fact, he's not. It's Sun Sang Lee from Hong Kong who is 10 points ahead of the SB9 British record holder too. Sun Sang Lee, the Hong Kong team. So Jack Bridge first to the wall there, 682 points. Should be enough to qualify him for one of the finals this evening, so we will have another chance to try and make that improvement.
Could the Spanish coach please make their way to the recording suite that is next to the starting box? The Spanish coach, please come to the recording suite. Thank you very much.
We move on now to the next heat, which is heat number 6.
Heat number 6 in the pool, then the penultimate heat of the morning session. From Burnley in lane 0 is Thomas Brown. Derwent side represented in lane 1 by Matthew Gibson. Joseph Sears swims in lane 2 for Rotherham. And in lane 3 we welcome the Austrian swimmer Andreas Onea. In lane 4 from Swansea, Aaron Moores. In lane 5, Jamie Warriner of Preston. Correction, no swimmer in lane 5. In lane 6, Jersey's Sol Bressett. In lane 7, Jackson Simmons from Peterborough. In lane 8, Wai-Lok Tang from Hong Kong. And in lane number 9, in heat 6 from Coventry, Joshua Fairchild.
Well, Aaron Moores, will he try and achieve that qualification standard as well? A medalist in London in the 100 backstroke event. The time that Aaron Moores is looking for is 108.33. That is the standard for the SB14 class. Aaron Moores, 108.33. And look at that time, 106.49 for Aaron Moores. And I can tell you, that is a superb time, a qualification time, a British record time, a European record time, and a world record time for Aaron Moores from Swansea Aquatic. What a superb swim from the Swansea Aquatic span, 106.49. Well, goodness gracious. What about that swim, Dave? What can you say? Aaron Moores, out of nowhere, that was superb.
Incredible, 106.49, the second world record of this morning at the British Paraswimming International Meet. Ladies and gentlemen, a new world record for Aaron Moores. On on the big screen and coming out of the pool now, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation. The second world record of the morning, 106.49. What a swim! A fantastic achievement in the penultimate heat of the day. There's the confirmation then, 1,009 points and a brand new world record for Aaron Moores in first place. Onea of Austria should I say, in second. The excitement got to me there, 662, and Siege with 625. It is now time for the final heat of this session, heat number 7. The final heat underway then, heat number 7. In lane 0 from Staines, Matthew Rishworth. In lane 1 from Mid-Beds, it's Aaron Hurd. Liam Schluter swims in lane 2 from Australia. In lane 3, Connor Morrison from County Aberdeen. Lane 4, Scott Quinn from Warrender. Lane 5, Wai Kit Choi from Hong Kong. Swindon Dolphins represented by Craig Harris in lane 6. Ka Chun Hui from Hong Kong in lane 7. Cameron Verncombe in lane 8 from Caradon. And finally in lane 9 from Swim Trafford, Craig McNeil.
Well, follow that, swimmers. What can these SB4G swimmers in the centre of the pool do? Aaron Moores has swum fantastically. Scott Quinn, the local favourite. He was the British record holder up to a few moments ago. He's trying to make that qualification time of 108.33. Scott Quinn coming into the finish now in 107.36. Scott Quinn inside the qualification standard. It is a personal best time for Scott Quinn, and he has done what he came to do. 107.36. Scott Quinn inside the standard.
Craig McNeil, ladies and gentlemen, in lane number 9, just making his way to the finish. There he touches back, 297 points. Another fantastic swim then, another British swimmer inside the qualification time. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation. And Paul, just as we expected, first morning here, there's no good easing yourself into this competition. We have seen some incredible swims.
Well, absolutely, that was fantastic from Scott Quinn. He would have taken that time any day of the week. 107.36 inside the old British record. But I'm looking forward to this final tonight. The top 2 there, qualification for the final, Aaron Moores and Scott Quinn, the 2 GB swimmers. That is going to be some head-to-head. Make sure you don't miss that tonight in the final. All the way down to Joseph Siege in 10th position. Looks like Robin Surgeon, my old pal, has made it into one of the finals tonight. He's in 19th position. And in the 21 to 30 range, William Hardy, youngster from Gateshead and Wickham, may well be the final swimmer in there. And Adam Scott, Christian Buchanan just about missing out on those finals.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a morning session. 2 world records here at Toll Cross. And plenty of swims inside the qualification standards, but it's all about the finals this evening. We hope you're going to join us. If not, then make sure you tune in via YouTube or on the British Swimming website. That's britishswimming.org. We will be covering every swim of this evening's finals, and you do not want to miss them. Stay involved. We've had some great interaction on Twitter this morning. We'd love to hear what you've thought of this session. #BPS